Hi everyone. Fanthony and Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new Hemlock Springs album, The Apple Tree Under the Sea. Yes, here we have the new debut album of singer-songwriter-producer Naomi Udu, or Hemlock Springs, whose record here really has been years in the making and has been one of my most anticipated projects of the 2020s so far, because personally I have been wondering what the future would eventually hold for Hemlock Springs ever since I was first introduced to her viral Girlfriend single several years back. Really one of the best synth pop jams of the 2020s. How have you not heard it? Eventually that song ended up landing on a really great EP in 2023, Going, Gone. Many equally good songs on that EP. My second favorite EP of the year in 2023, in fact. And I was very much not alone in my excitement for the music on that project, for Hemlock in general, because not only was Naomi able to build up a really passionate fan base behind the power of her smash singles alone, but she's also become kind of an artist lately, receiving very loud and glowing endorsements from contemporaries like Doechii as well as Chapel Roan. And she's opened up multiple tours for other artists who apparently really enjoy her work since having blown up in 2022, be it either Ash Nico or Doja Cat, Conan Gray, Chapel Roan again too. So all of this action and all of this attention before Naomi has even dropped her first full-length album. She's really rocking the schedule of an artist with 3 times the career span and audience right now, which is why it's so important that this project here delivers, and I think The Apple Tree Under the Sea has the music needed to meet this moment. In fact, I think it kind of surpasses expectations, because given how good Going, Gone was, I wasn't really anticipating Apple Tree to do anything else other than just hand over more of the same. Just equally good synth pop and bedroom pop jams, just album sized. But The Apple Tree actually sees Naomi building on her songwriting and production chops quite a bit, and getting a lot more personality with her pen as well. Like the major themes and concepts behind these songs, there's a good amount of consistency here. Even a surprising amount of synergy between all the visuals in the music videos that have dropped in promotion of this album, with apples being referenced in the lyrics of these tracks and the cover art in different parts of these videos. You know, the consistent Ren Fair chic going on with the wardrobes. Hemlock Springs is really getting quite medieval with it. And this energy also turns up in the flowery language that is being used to tell the stories in these songs, which feel a lot more fantastical and even biblical than the writing on Going, Gone. Take the dramatic opening ballad, The Red Apple, which is a tone setter that is very much about giving in to some kind of temptation. And a lot of this record wrestles with the push and pull of that. The opening lines of the beginning of the end jumps right into this topic. Sometimes I think I should avoid the simpleness of filling holes with opioids. Naomi is not pulling punches here, as she further describes this difficulty of kind of understanding herself and validating her wants and desires. Riding dramatic musical highs with these emotions too, with reverb-soaked pre-choruses and some really bare stripped-back refrains of "I wish you'd go." And I'm way too sick to sing that. But between all the dynamics and transitions and builds and changes across this track, across the production here, it's just such a well-assembled, detailed song. Then Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Ankles is really one of my favorite tracks on this thing, and one that comes from such a specific place, not only with its tale of an unrequited romantic attraction here kind of driving her crazy, not to mention it's also being told through like this angel character, but the storytelling and the instrumentation and even the vocal performance performance feels akin to the intro or theme music to some kid's cartoon show, which I mean in the best way possible. Like, Hemlock Springs, if somehow this music project folds completely in the next few years, definitely has a future in voice acting. I mean, she even did a recent Yo Gabba Gabba crossover, so like the energy is there. There are also some similar dynamics at play on the track www, which features this banger hook, I want your love, booming beats, it's snappy as hell. But this demand for a love is couched in a very interesting preface, so I would rather kill myself than look him in the eyes and say, look him in the eyes and say, I want your love. Which is a very interesting contrast from a lot of the lovesick and occasionally like down bad type tracks that were on Going, Going, Gone. This is one of a handful of songs on this thing that really come from more of a place of disgust and rejection. Not to mention with the grooves and some of the vocal inflections on this track. This is really one of Hemlock Springs' most Prince-flavored songs to date, and it's an influence she wears well. Moses is a track that I could see a lot of Madonna fans getting down with. It's a very kind of linear, layered dance pop number with a lot of analog synth madness going on, but as futuristic as it feels in comparison to other songs here, the strings and the lyrics keep it from feeling like a departure from the fantasy vibes that the album has delivered so far. Sever the Blight is a track that I believe has been around for a couple years at this point, and in a lot of ways, between the tone of the writing, the music video too attached to this track, like it really kind of forecasts the vibe of this album and just did so accurately between the dramatic singing, the string opening. It's a very refined theatrical brand of synth pop with a lot of hustle, as it tells the story of being forced to wait and be patient for the love of your life to be receptive to you, to arrive. And once again, just like on Going, Going, Gone, I am just floored by Naomi's vocals here. As she continues to grow vocally, she just has this amazing reed-like tone to her singing that just makes it slice through whatever mix she's singing in so boldly. Now, as far as the final leg of this very trim, straightforward, poppy album goes, it's just as strong as the start of the record. Sense is yet another great 80s flavored pop anthem. Set Me Free is maybe more of a sensual 2000s diva pop number, but somehow this sound and this style fits Naomi's vocals well, even as she plays things a little more shy and flirtatious. It is pretty much the most out of place track on the entire record, but it's still a fun one. And then the closing track is yet another palatable, very sweet, very catchy pop number, but one that has a bittersweet sadness to it, because the writing very much deals in Naomi sadly saying goodbye to a long gone version of herself and growing and changing into a new person, which I think makes sense given a lot of the consistent themes across this record about self-exploration and growth. The way that this album and musical era itself for Hemlock Springs feels very much like I'm listening to a different person, a different artist, a different writer when comparing it to a lot of the writing on Going, Going, Gone. But yeah, as much as maybe I wanted a little bit more and maybe a few tracks in the track list paled in comparison to others, I think yet again Hemlock Springs has knocked it out of the park with a really consistent, enjoyable batch of tracks that are just as good in every way as the material on Going, Going, Gone. But now we have like this added bonus of more theatrical instrumentation, more focused and fantastical storytelling, bolder vocals, and a more recognizable artistic persona as well. Just the growth and change has been really impressive, and this project, for as long as it took to get here, was very much well worth the wait, which is why I'm feeling a decent 2 strong 8 on this thing. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or a link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Hemlock Springs, forever.